Okay, I am making a browned butter fudge. Now, this is a recipe test, so I don't know how this is gonna work. We're gonna see. Come along with me for the journey. All right, so I got my 1½ sticks of butter, and we're going to brown our butter first. Okay, now this recipe calls for evaporated milk, not sweetened condensed milk, okay? And you always want to shake it really well because it does settle to the bottom.
So what you just shook was well enough?
Yes. Well, I shook it a little bit more before I showed you what I was shaking, but yeah. Okay, now, I already tried this recipe once, so that's why my cup is dirty. We're gonna put my 2/3 of a cup in there. And we're gonna wait for our butter to get browned. We're gonna have our butter come to a rich golden, it's gonna be a golden color and not this yellow color. Just cook it on medium-high heat until it turns golden. To let you know we are having our Black Friday sale right now, guys, up to 50% off. 50% off on our ebooks, 40% off on our print books. If you want easy recipes to get you in and out of the kitchen quick that your family will love, grab our cookbooks. Black Friday and Mother's Day are our 2 big sale days. They don't go lower than that most of the time. So be sure to pick them up now. The link is in the description below at livingonadime.com. Okay, so you can see it's starting to get a golden, nutty type color, and it smells kind of nutty. This is how you brown butter, right there. See, there's your browned butter right there. That's looking really, really good. Okay, so now we're gonna add our evaporated milk. I'm going to take this off of heat a minute while I get my sugar. Okay. And now we're going to bring this to a boil. And in about 10 minutes, it's going to be 234 degrees. And we are going to use our candy thermometer to watch for it to get up to that high. But first we're gonna get everything really dissolved well. And then you don't wanna leave this, you wanna stir it occasionally to keep it from burning.
And they need to adjust if they're high altitude.
And if you are high altitude, you need to make adjustments to that temperature. You are 5,000 feet above sea level, that's Denver. Then you will take off 10 degrees. So that would be 224 degrees instead of 234 degrees. And if you're wondering, Dining on a Dime, Volume 1, page 319, here is how you will know. So you're going for softball, and right here, swips right here is the high altitude calculations for you. The link is in the description below. Okay, so my thermometer is all over the place, but it's right around there, so we're going to take it off the heat, just like so. Just make sure I'm doing the direction right.
You need to help out to yourself.
Okay. Okay. Now we're going to add our white chocolate chips.
So a full bag.
Yep, and vanilla. I'm almost out of my PTA vanilla. Dining on a Dime, Volume 1, if you want the recipe for homemade vanilla right there. Okay, now we're gonna melt our chips.
Ooh, it smells good.
Man, this smells really good. And add our marshmallow cream. The best invention for fudge from the 1900s.
Add a whole jar of it.
Whole jar of it.
Not
This
just
time.
Mike's hassling her about another recipe.
So I keep messing up my recipes. If you guys watch all our videos, you'll see the whole thing happening in real time. But
Ooh, that smells amazing.
give me a thumbs up if you are appreciating me in spite of my lack of reading directions and my memory loss and fibromyalgia pain. I still keep cooking away. And if you guys aren't subscribed, please hit that subscribe bell, and the thumbs up down there below helps YouTube know that you guys love us.
If you're new here, spoiler alert, she usually gets them to turn out great anyway.
I do. 99% of the time when I mess up a recipe, it ends up working out. Okay.
It ends up being a better recipe.
Sometimes it does, doesn't it? I know. Okay, you want everything all smooth, no white from the chocolate chips or your marshmallow. And if you have someone to help you, thank you dear, hold it. That will help a lot. Oh my, this smells so absolutely delicious. Okay.
Sure does.
All right, and swirl it just like that.
Wow, that really smells like Christmas.
Thick fudge. You could do this in a 9x13 pan if you don't want such thick pieces, but we're gonna try this and see. Ooh, yum. Okay. Now we're gonna let this set up and then we will cut it.
Ooh, that cut's nice.
It's like butter. Because it's butter fudge. You get it?
Yep.
Okay, I think got that. Very good. Okay. Here we go. So see how I left it upside down so that it doesn't see all the cracks and everything? How nice and neat that is.
Ooh, pretty brilliant.
That's some pretty hefty pieces of fudge. Yeah, that's okay. You need a good piece of fudge for Christmas, right?
Are those 50-calorie slices?
Probably 250 calorie slices.
It's Christmas. They gotta be at fewer calories.
Yes. Okay.
Ooh.
Well, that's pretty darn tootin' good. Wow, that's really good. Yeah.
Is the flavor settling in the more it's in your mouth?
It's really good. I would say, I don't know which of the Irish fudges, butter fudges I like the best. They're both pretty good.
Which one is this?
This one is just butter fudge.
Means it great grandma's or what?
No, just found one on the internet that I wanted to try.
Oh, well, there you go.
I was thinking about doing a video 7 butter fudge recipes. and testing them all. But I didn't know if I should or not. So comment, guys, should I do 7 butter fudge recipes and see which one we like the best? We are making Brock's Nougats, except people don't have dots in a lot of places. So I wanted to show how to make it using something else. Now these are the fruit snacks, but look, they're little Christmas Santas and trees and little bells. Isn't that special?
Yes.
Next what we're going to do is we are going to take our marshmallows, and I'm doing it a little bit different this time. We're going to melt our marshmallows first. Don't forget, guys, right there is how you measure your butter. Okay, put the tablespoons on the side. So we're going to melt our marshmallows first. Okay, so now we're going to add the chips. Okay, we're going to let those sit for just a minute and get warmed. See if they will melt in the marshmallow. If they don't, then I will nuke them for about 30 more seconds. So we're gonna do just a second. Just a bit more. Okay, I think we're there. Now everybody told me to crumple this. And when I tried it in my other candy, it didn't work that great. So let's try it this way. By cutting it and crumpling it. You think that might do it?
You're adding more steps.
I know. It's not like me, is it?
No.
I guess it works slightly better. Okay. Is that in? Yeah, I guess it works a little bit better. Good idea, guys. Okay. So now we're going to get our marshmallows and our white chocolate all mixed in. Yeah, I looked up several of these recipes and this one calls for vanilla. So I'm gonna add vanilla in here. Now you really can't dink around too much because it does start setting up. This is my homemade vanilla. Okay, so now we're gonna add, oops, I didn't mean to put all of them in there. Oh dear. Okay, we're gonna add our jelly candies. And you can see it really starts setting up. Now, as you can see, it really starts setting up. So, don't dink around. Back on the spoon. And
you almost like I have to refrigerate these to make them set up.
I know. The marshmallow does set up a lot quicker than using the marshmallow cream recipe. So that's a little tip there. If you want them quicker, the marshmallows set up quicker than the marshmallow cream. But you gotta make sure you're on the ball and not messing around. There we go. Now we're gonna let this get hardened, and we're gonna cut our Brock's Christmas candy. Alright, our Brock's candy is set up. Now, no one has found a really good way to cut this, and I think I just did. Hot, stop using a knife and use your handy dandy scraper to cut these. That is really good. Oh my goodness. For these Nutella truffles, you're going to take your Oreos and you're going to put them in a food processor with your 5 with your 5 tablespoons of Nutella. Measuring out with the tablespoon is kind of wonky. It's technically 1/4 cup with 1 tablespoon added. So if you want to do it that way, you can. And I had extra large tablespoons, so this one's not going to be quite full. Clean as you go, guys. Clean as you go. Because then I don't blot my hand in the Nutella. Get my Nutella all over my brand new sweater I just got at the thrift store for $2.
Wow,
pretty
nice.
Swanky, huh?
It is pretty swanky.
Is swanky a word they use now?
I think it is. You splurged.
I splurged. I did. I splurged because I really didn't need it, but I thought that's cute, so I got it because it was $2. Okay, then we're gonna pulse this until it comes into a ball. This is my food processor I got for $2 at the thrift store. These are some violet truffles. Did I get all over my hair?
I don't see any here.
Okay, my food processor is not having this go into a ball so neatly.
I think you should start with a handy dandy food chopper.
Well, actually, probably what I should have done, but the directions don't say this, is chopped up the Oreos first. That's probably what I should have done.
So you can add some liquid to make it cut better.
All right, well, that's getting sort of there. You know, I'm gonna add another scoop of Nutella.
Yum.
The only problem is that could make it too thin, but give it a try. There we go. Okay. Now, you do not need to wear gloves for this. I'll just put on my press-on nails though. So I don't want to have to dig Nutella truffle goop out of my fingernails. So that's what I'm doing. Okay. So then we're gonna take our melon scooper. But first, let's get this all. Yeah, that looks like a good consistency. Okay. All right, so if it's not mixing and it's too dry, just add 1 more tablespoon of Nutella. And then that should be good. Okay, so now we're gonna take our melon baller and we're going to just So what we need to do, dear, is tell stories while I'm scooping all this stuff. And then we get longer watch time telling our stories. Or they totally dump off because they could care less about our stories. So guys, tell me, do you like our stories? Comment down and let me know if you like our stories. Also, if you've been loving our candy videos, and I know you have because we are going viral with our candy videos, please comment and let me know what candy you want me to make. Or do you have a candy that you love to make and I will make it and feature your comment on here. I have several already lined up, but I can always use more.
It smells good.
We decided that we are going to be the Christmas candy champions of YouTube. Right, dear?
Yep.
Super easy recipes, be all candies all the time. Oh my goodness, we'll gain weight like crazy, won't we? That could be bad. Okay, now.
Man, it already smells really good.
Actually, it smells really good. Okay, this one got a little large, so I'm gonna take a little bit from there. So then, just gently go in Now the gloves do work good for this because they're a little, you know, plasticky. They keep the little truffles from getting stuck, so that is really nice. We're gonna get all these rolled and then we're gonna stick it in the freezer for about an hour.
So this is gonna be the centers?
This is the centers.
Oh.
Now, if you're, so like here I got a piece that had more cookie than Nutella and it didn't get mixed in quite, so I just smushed it back together. Okay, I got this new stuff. Shimmer dust, edible shimmer dust. So I'm gonna try it on this one and see what it does. I've never used this before.
What is it?
It's edible glitter. Okay, oops. Ooh.
It is shimmery.
Fancy. Okay. Wait, is that something on top? Oh yeah, okay. All right, so let's get all of these dipped. So I'll probably only do like, I don't know, 2 or 3 or 4 maybe, and then put the glitter on there if it works. I don't know if it's gonna work. We'll see.
You're just gonna sprinkle the glitter over the top?
Yeah. So. Oh, that's beautiful.
Wow, that is beautiful.
Ooh, I like that. Ooh, I like that.
Ooh.
That says Christmas all over. Although it's kind of soaking into the chocolate. Let's see, do you put it on before? Are there any directions? Contains milk. Oh my, that's weird. Okay, I wonder if you put it on afterwards maybe, when chocolate isn't done. Okay, so a desire for something. If you're gonna do something like that though, start in the middle and work your way out because you're gonna slop chocolate. Well, I didn't. Ones that are already done.
What a shame.
To slop chocolate all over.
Yeah, have to get more chocolate on the ones that already have chocolate.
That is a problem, isn't it? Okay, so now these ones are a little dry. Let's see if it, oh yeah, I think that's better. Okay, so we're gonna let these set up. You can see they're already setting up. So we're gonna give it like 5 minutes. Let those set up. Then we will sprinkle them with fairy dust, Christmas fairy dust. So now we're going to dust all of them.
Ooh, shimmer dust, wow.
Okay. And Tara is going to improve the dusting holes.
Tara's not patient enough for all that foolishness.
Okay, grief, who's got time for that? There we go. Now that's what I call dusting. All right. Now, leave all the little pieces for the kids to eat.
We should make these with cherries in the middle.
Yeah. That would be really good, wouldn't it? And all the kids to sneak. You know, if you sneak one, you have to tell us what you think of it.
Oh no.
You have to do a taste test.
Take a bite. Tell us what you think. They're Oreo truffles.
That's really good. That's really good. I thought it was chocolate cherry.
Nope.
You thought it was a chocolate cherry?
I should have made him a cherry one. I'll make the next one a cherry one, okay? Just for you
These are
guys.
really good.
Are they delicious?
You thought it was cherry because of the shimmery powder.
There you go. See, I'm a mom who loves her children. I let them eat the Christmas candy before Christmas. Hello, today I am changing up Grandma's peanut brittle recipe. I know, but I wanted to try an experiment. So before we get started, I've got my teaspoon of baking soda here, and instead of 1.5 teaspoons of salt, I'm going to put 2 teaspoons of salt because I've got unsalted peanuts. I thought I got the salted and I got unsalted. So I'm gonna try that. Now, oops, there's a piece of candy in there for my other batch. Okay, so now I'm gonna mix this in, mix my baking soda and salt, and I'm going to try adding butter and some vanilla. Okay, only got a little tiny bit left of my homemade vanilla here. 3/4 cup of corn syrup. If you put your hot water in first, it makes your corn syrup come out easier. Now, I'm going to bring this to a boil, get it all mixed in. Get your sugar all dissolved. I'll let that come to a boil, and I'm going to stir it just a little bit more. Okay, here's a little tip. Now, if you have butter left on your wrapper, you can use it to grease your pan. Normally, I don't have butter left because I use mine straight out of the fridge, but this one happened. So you can just see you can use that to butter your pans. Okay, now Grandma's recipe calls for raw peanuts. I don't use raw. I use the roasted and make sure they're salted. And also, if you're at high altitude, make sure that you adjust your temperature. So instead you get a hard crack at 290 to 300, I'm gonna lower my temperature. It's 8 degrees because I'm at high altitude. Now also for this recipe, guys, you don't have to use peanuts. You could use almonds, cashews, macadamia nuts, any nuts that you want. You could use this. You could also use coconut. I've seen coconut brittle before also. This digital thermometer is absolutely the best thing ever invented. Now, if you don't have a digital thermometer, you can use a cup with ice water, and I'll show you how to test that. The recipe is adapted from our Dining on a Dime Cookbook Volume 1 on page 335. This is Grandma's original recipe right here. Here's her recipe card where she changed it, but I am adding vanilla and a little extra salt to see what this tastes like with vanilla. So now if you're wondering, okay, am I there yet? Take a little bit of water, pour in your mixture, and I can tell right now on the bottom that it's not hard crack yet because it doesn't set up. It just dissolves when it's in here. And as a matter of fact, it's really dissolving, and I can't even get it out. So see how it's stretchy? That's not hard crack yet. Okay, so I'm getting close. We're going to 250 before we put in the peanuts. Okay, I'm gonna add my peanuts. Now, this is about 2.5 cups of, this is about 3 cups of peanuts. So I'm not gonna put all of them in there. Wait a minute. 4 divided by 16. Wow, this says this is 4 cups of peanuts. Okay, it's going to bring the temperature back down, and you just want the temperature to come back up again. So I'm going to get my vanilla ready. This This is about 2 tablespoons or 2 teaspoons, my cap. So I just measure in my cap about 1/2 or 1/3 for my teaspoon of vanilla right there. By the way, our homemade vanilla is in our Dining on a Dime cookbook, volume 1. Also, if you're looking for that recipe, a great Christmas gift. Comes back up to temperature really quick. Okay, so if you want to test again, have a little bit of well, here's how we'll test. It's not coming off, so we're getting close. Okay, so I got it in there, careful. Okay, now, see how it's not cracking? That's still soft ball. Okay, let me finish cooling it here, but you're on, okay, now we're getting close. And I'm gonna turn off my heat because it smells like it's burning. So, let me measure my temperature. See how it's getting golden? That's, oh. Okay, that says that it's not the temperature yet, but let's check. Okay, let it get, oops, careful. Okay, so let me see. Almost, just like 1 more minute. Put this in my water, make sure it's absolutely cool. So I'm going to turn my heat back on because it's not quite hard crack. Ah, okay. So you can see, I think I'm almost there. Okay, we're going to do another test. I think we're there. Yep, we're there. I'm turning off my heat. Then I'm gonna just double check in my water. Yep, it's cracking. All right, going to add our butter. And our vanilla and our salt and our baking soda. Get this all stirred in really quickly. Do not mess around. Get it all done and get it done quick. It's gonna be nice and foamy. Okay, see how nice and foamy that is? And then kind of drop it all over the cookie sheet so that you don't have just one spot. To have to be pushing your peanut brittle all over the cookie sheet is kind of hard. Whoops, I left some peanuts in there. Oops, they're almost setting up. Okay, now, yeah, you might want 2 jelly roll pans. This one is the bigger size, not the huge size like this one, but it's big enough that it'll be okay. Then you just want to spread it out as thin as possible. Okay, I probably should have done, well, no, I guess this one's okay. And then we're going to put this either in the refrigerator or the freezer. This time of year when I'm baking candy, I don't have enough room in my fridge or freezer, so I put mine outside. Yes, I live in Wyoming and we got our first snow today, but I'm putting it on my fire pit here because all the way around it'll cool. So it'll cool twice as fast. It only needs to be out here 5 or 10 minutes. No, I don't have bugs. No, I don't have any animals. This is going to my 96-year-old grandma who absolutely loves peanut brittle this week. And so it's a gift for her, so I'm getting it done. All right, here is my peanut brittle. Yum. Okay, now you just twist your pan like this. See, it'll start breaking apart. And then, because I got my Christmas fingernails on, oh, now that's a piece of peanut brittle right there. Okay, so, yes, it is 8 o'clock at night, and my family is leaving, so I just gotta get this done. Okay, I honestly never thought I could improve on Grandma's peanut brittle, but I have. Sorry, Grandma. Oh my goodness. This is so darn tootin' good with the butter and the vanilla. It's not even funny. Oh my god. I'm gonna have to pack this up right away. Otherwise, Grandma's not gonna get any. Oh my goodness, I love this. It's delicious. I am making a nougat candy. And I think this time I'm just going to cut my parchment to fit my white chocolate chips. And I'm going to add 1 tablespoon of butter, and we're going to microwave this in 30-second increments until it gets melted. Make sure you stir in between each time so that your chocolate doesn't get too hot. Get in there. Now, white chocolate will seize on you, so you don't want to overcook it. See how it's getting kind of thick there. So what I'm gonna do is go ahead and add my marshmallow cream. Oh my goodness, give me a thumbs up if you guys love marshmallow cream. It's like one of the best food inventions ever. 100 years old, so delicious. Also, it's dairy free for those of you wondering. All right, then you're going to want 2/3 of a cup of whatever type of whatever types of fruits and nuts you want. So I'm doing almonds, cranberries, and pistachios for that traditional Christmas nougat. Oh my goodness, yum. Doesn't that look delicious? Okay, now we're gonna get this all mixed up. And you will start to notice that it starts getting firm. Just don't give up, keep mixing. Keep mixing away. Just keep mixing, just keep mixing, just keep mixing. Just think of Dory making candy. Just envision if you were Dory making candy. Okay, make sure you get down to the bottom so it gets all mixed in. see that? Oh, yum, yum, and double yum. White chocolate does not melt and isn't as easy to work with as regular chocolate. But man, it is so yummy. All right. Now we're gonna spray our fingers so it doesn't stick to our fingers. Too bad. I mean, it's still gonna stick, just not as bad as, it could without it. Evenly put into our 8x8 inch pan. All the edges even. Okay, and then we're just gonna let this cool at room temperature until it's firmed up. And then we will cut it. You can put this in the refrigerator if you want. I just don't have room in my fridge right now. Okay, oops. Well, I guess you gotta get all the sides there. Okay, so here's what happens when you don't get some of the white chocolate mixed in, but that won't hurt anything. Ooh, wow, it smells really good.
What kind of stuff is in it?
Pistachios, almonds, and cranberries.
Use your candy chopper.
Well, actually, I probably should have. Ooh, well, that looks good.
Yeah.
Do you like pistachios? You don't like pistachios, though, do you?
I think I do.
You do?
I didn't think I did, but now I think I do.
Do you want to test it and see, or do you want me to test it?
I want
me to test it? Oh, okay, that is really good. Oh, wow. Oh my goodness, my mouth is singing with flavors. Okay, that's really good. You wanna try it?
Yeah.
Man.
Keep in mind, folks, we don't know if Mike likes pistachios or not.
But I love white chocolate, so that's why. Wow. Okay, this is one of my new favorite ones. This is moving to the top of the list.
This is really good.
What does Jack think?
Pretty good.
Is your tongue singing with delight? All right, this one's definitely a keeper.
Yes, it's really good. And you know what? The one with the dots is pretty fun too. But this must be the high dollar one for a good price, because if you had to pay for something with these ingredients, they would charge you a whole lot more. Yeah.
So the amount of ingredients for this was 3 for about $5 or $6. And if I were to buy this amount of fudge at the store, it would have been at least $15 to $20. We are making our Cool Whip candy, and we got the question, can you make it with anything but Cool Whip? Yes, you can. So I'm going to show you how today we're going to take our 2 packages of chocolate chips, and I prefer the mini ones because they melt quicker.
So wait, do you still call it Cool Whip candy if there's no Cool Whip?
I don't know, what do we call it if there's no Cool Whip?
What's in it instead?
Whipping cream and chocolate chips.
Whipping cream candy. Whipped candy. Whipped.
What about Fluffy, the see. Fluffy nougat candy. I don't know. What do we call that? We'll have to think of a name before we put this video out, won't we? Okay, so here's my comment of the day. How many of you actually push stop before you open the microwave when it's running? I never did, Michael. Michael yelled at me. You yelled furiously at me, didn't you, dear?
I'm sure I must have. You never listened to my objections until Pistol said it.
So then I had to verify from our appliance repair guy that it actually harms the microwave to not do that. I'm sorry, I did not trust your opinion. Will you ever forgive me?
Wait, say that again?
I apologize. What? You were right.
Wait,
Is that even better?
Hear that again.
You were right.
What?
Yes. How many times have you heard that in our marriage?
That's the second time. It's only been 30 years, though.
And the first time was...
You were on some kind of medication.
And the first question was your wife the best thing that ever happened to you?
Oh, yes, I'm sure that was the question. You're like, no. I'm like, sure you were.
Okay, we're gonna let this cool to room temperature. And while we're doing that, we're gonna take our whipping cream and we're gonna put it in here. This may make too much whipping cream, but if it does, I'll just make another recipe out of it. Tiny bubbles. Okay, now we're going to mix this until it turns into whipped cream and not butter. Yes, it does look like Cool Whip. Okay, so here's where we're going to add just a little bit of sugar, just like a tablespoon or so. You can see it's starting to fluff up. The fine line between whipped cream and butter. So just watch, you want to get a little bit fluffier. Okay, see how it's getting nice and fluffy? And I can feel it getting stiffer. Alright, I would say that's about the point. Now, you can also tell, see how it's just barely starting to turn yellow? You have to stop there, because if you don't, you're going to be in trouble.
We need to taste it to make sure.
There you go.
Actually, is it sweet? Not yet.
Slightly.
Oh, because you added sugar already.
Does it taste like whipped cream?
Yes.
Does it taste like Cool Whip?
Yes. Actually, it's thicker than Cool Whip.
It's thicker than Cool Whip?
Yep.
Okay. Our chocolate is getting close. Okay, I'm gonna let this cool just a little bit more and then we're going to mix them together. Do not need gloves, but I just don't want to get goop in my fingernails because we're doing a lot of videos today, so that is why I'm wearing gloves. Take your room temperature or close to it chocolate. Mine's about 80 degrees.
I'm surprised it doesn't harden at room temperature.
Yes. Now, if you want one of the best inventions ever, you can just take your thermometer here and just zap it. Then you'll know it's getting close, okay? All right, so now we're gonna fold all this together. Now, this will set up and get hardened fairly quickly, so don't freak out. Okay, so now for this one, we're going to use a melon baller. And instead of pouring it in a pan, which is probably a lot quicker to be honest, but I just want to show you how to do it this way. I'm going to make little truffles. Ooh, that's the name of this one. Cool Whip truffles. Whipped cream truffles. Well, I don't know.
Whipped truffles.
Whipped truffles.
Oh, whipped cream. What we call whipped cream, I guess.
Yes.
Just about when Jeff used to call it whipped cream.
Yes. I would probably put this in. Man. Probably put this in the fridge and let it get a little bit hardened first, because it's kind of sticking. Okay, I'm gonna put this in the fridge for a few minutes and let it get a little bit harder, and then we'll roll it. Now, here's the magic $500 question. Close it quick, close it quick! Except, wait a minute, did our other one get done?
Now you're gonna open it. Oh no!
Okay. I think that consistency is going to work. Oh boy. I don't know. I love these recipe tests. You never know what you're gonna get. Okay, I'm not liking doing it in balls. That lady did it in balls, but I don't like the balls. I like the, well, of course it was kind of crumbly too, wasn't it, the fudge? Oh my. The Cool Whip candy, when I did the video, it was pretty crumbly when it was set up, wasn't it?
You mean the middle parts?
Yeah.
I don't know. I just know after
Yeah,
it was totally done, it wasn't.
Alright, so as my parchment I'm reusing, I don't like making those in balls, so we're going to, I don't know if this is going to work. Oh man, it smells really good.
Too soft and then you refrigerate it, not too stiff.
Yeah, well, no, it's just not rolling very good. Maybe it's because I used the whipped cream instead of the Cool Whip, but the Cool Whip wasn't actually performing that well either. So and then we're going to let that harden up, and then we're going to try squares and balls and see which dips better. Let's see if either one tastes better. Okay.
Good thing you have the gloves on.
It sounded good in my head. It sounded really good in my head.
Well, you asked for it. Tart tries it.
Okay.
Will it turn out?
That is the question. But this is a truffle-like consistency. And this is basically truffles. This is just, actually, without the butter, this is just like our truffle. Okay, this is so stupid, but this is actually our truffle recipe from our Dining on a Dime Volume 1. Except that it has just whipped cream, not whipped. It's just in there. This is exactly
The cream is not whipped in a truffle recipe?
This is exactly our truffle recipe. Except we whipped the whipped cream instead of just putting it in there. Our truffle recipe's better.
Yeah, but this isn't done yet. Do we know that for sure?
No, but I'm gonna go put the video in right now while this is setting up so you guys can see our actual truffle recipe from Dining on a Dime. It's much better. This is good though, but I wouldn't go at all the trouble of whipping it.
But this doesn't have the chocolate on it yet.
Well, yeah. Yeah. Ours is still better. I guarantee it. All right, we are making truffles. Now, if you have our Dining on a Dime cookbook volume 1, this recipe is in there, and I'm making this slightly different than how I made it 25 years ago, okay? So I've got my 1/4 cup of whipping cream. Now, the recipe in the cookbook says to put all this on the stove and melt it, but I don't. I just do it in the microwave now. All right, look here. Butter, 1 to 8 tablespoons. These are tablespoon increments. We need 2 tablespoons of butter. Okay, right there. Put that in. And my sugar, right there. All right, and then you need 6 ounces of semi-sweet chocolate. Now I love these mini semi-sweet chocolates, and chocolate chips, and what I do is just take the bag because it's 12 ounces and just pour half of it in there. And now we're going to microwave this until it all melts. Okay, now I have a microwave that is a lower wattage, so it doesn't cook as fast, but every few seconds, this one I did about 45 seconds, but every few seconds, just come in and stir it so that your chocolate doesn't burn. Okay, you want it when it's really smooth, and see how it's just a little bit chunky? We want to keep stirring, and if you need to heat it up just a little bit more until it's really smooth. All right, I think we're going to get there. Okay, now I can feel my measuring cup is pretty warm, so I'm just going to stir it for just a couple of minutes here. Now, while I'm stirring this, guys, this recipe is in our Dining on a Dime, Volume 1, page 328. Now, if you want, you can add your liqueurs, flavorings, whatever you want to put in there. You can do orange, mint, raspberry, coffee, Kahlua, rum, brandy, any of those things. There, look how nice and smooth that is. Okay, so now we're going to pour this in our container. You can pour it on plastic wrap if you'd prefer. And refrigerate this until it is firm. Now, oops, there's a little piece of chocolate right there. Now, I normally add homemade vanilla. Today I didn't because I just wanted to show you the plain version. Another tip real quick is if you have bunnies left over from Easter, or like me, you find them on clearance. I think this one was 25 or 50 cents for a pound of chocolate. You can use these chocolates to make this, and it's a really good way to do that. Okay, we're going to refrigerate this for an hour and let it set up, and then we're going to come back and roll it. So I was testing to see how firm my truffle mix is. It could probably get a little firmer, but I have some cocoa here. Okay, get all the little lumps. Now, just take a little teaspoon, clean hands, roll it into a ball, put it into the cocoa. And there you go. Now, if you want, you could use a little scoop like this. Scoop it, and then you'll have exact portions. Oops, I forgot to roll it. Roll it into a ball. Happy Valentine's Day. What do you think? Is that love? I got chocolate all in my arms.
Oh, you need me to like it off of you.
Whoa. Okay, let's see how this does. Okay. Well, that doesn't cut much better.
Did this come out of the freezer just now?
Out of the fridge. Alright, heat this up just a little bit more. That is either chocolate chips or almond bark, whichever you want. And we're going to take our, okay, well, balls certainly dip easier. Okay, I'm gonna make me some more chocolate and dip the rest of these. Let me interrupt this video to say, all of these recipes are on our website. In the description below is the link. You can also get our cookbooks on sale in the description below. Also at livingonadime.com. Easy recipes to get you in and out of the kitchen quick that your family will love. Family, do you love the recipes?
Yes! Come on, Jack.
Yeah.
Come work with me, Jack. Come
Yes.
on. Enthusiasm, Jack.
Yes, ma'am.
Really feel it, Jack.
Yes, ma'am.
Dig deep down into your soul.
Feel it in your gut.
Yes.
There.
The most splendid recipes you'll ever find.
See, we knew it was in there.
Actually, they are pretty good though.
All right, let's. Okay, we are going to taste test.
Wait.
What? Well, here, we can taste test and then take a thumb out. Okay, so here's one. Oh, okay. I hate dipping candy, but it is so good. Oh my goodness, that is so good. Actually, I have to say, I think I like it better with whipped cream than Cool Whip. I'm a real whipped cream kind of a girl. Yeah, I do. But this tastes just like our truffle recipe. used our truffle recipe.
So how much harder is it to make with the whipped cream? Not much?
Well, I think it is because you have to whip the whipped cream and all that. So in our truffle recipe, you don't have to do that.
Well, I was thinking people use a Cool Whip for this because they don't have to whip it.
Yeah, but with our truffle recipe, you don't have to whip anything. You just put it all together, melt it, and then put it in a bowl and let it get hard, and then make your little balls and put it in there. So yeah. So I guess I'm going to go ahead and leave these. I'm going to package these all up, leave them in the refrigerator in a zip tight bag, and take them to church on Sunday. Yeah, I think, is that a good idea, dear?
Yeah, everybody be shaking.
Everybody will be shaking.
Church is going to go all Pentecostal on us.
Our Baptist church is going to turn Pentecostal with our sugar high.
Yep.